Hi, my name is Danny Harwood and I'm the head PGA professional here at the Chadwell Springs Family Golf Centre. Today in episode 6 of the Beginner's Guide to Golf, we're going to be looking at the full swing, but this time we're going to be looking at your driver and your 3-wood. Let's have a little look. Okay, so let's talk driver, or the big stick, or the chief. The one that everybody wants to grab out of their bag and smash it down the fairway as far as they possibly can. Why wouldn't you? Everybody's guilty of it, me included. We all want to get the driver out and we all want to try and smash it as far as we possibly can and try and keep it as straight as we possibly can too, right? So let's talk about how you hit your driver basically. Now I have the latest Titleist TSI 3 driver. This is definitely the best driver I've ever had. Definitely go and have a little look on the Titleist website. Get familiar with some of the latest technology that they've just brought out. It's a fantastic driver. Anyway, that's my club. There's more specs on my club, my driver, and the rest of my clubs on my website as well. So have a little look in the description box and you'll see my website. Click on what's on the bag when you're on my website and have a little fiddle about to see what I play with. Anyway, let's grab a ball. Now, when you're teeing the ball up, you want to try and have about half the ball shown over the top of the club. So as we have a little look here, the balls at Chadwell have got nice little lines on the side. We want to try and have that line basically showing halfway over the top. Yeah? Just like this. Now there's different types of tees that you can purchase. You've got wooden tees, you've got castle tees which have like a little stopper at the bottom so you don't push it so far in. Go to your local pro shop, go and see somebody in the pro shop and they'll definitely give you the best expert advice. Anyway, on the range here we have some nicely placed tees, conveniently heighted for my driver as well. So let's talk setup. I'm going to take my grip. As I said in all of my other videos, must go and see a local PGA professional and they will definitely give you the best advice. I've got the interlock grip. So, got my setup towards the ball. Now as you can probably see, my ball is more towards the inside of my left foot. Because it's a longer club and it's got less loft and it's on the tee, obviously we want to try and be hitting up on the ball a little bit more. As opposed to an iron, when you could probably see it in my swing in my last video, I was hitting down on the ball a little bit more. Now the ball's more towards our left foot and it's on the tee, we're going to try and sweep it off the tee a little bit more. So we're going to try and get towards the ball in this kind of motion instead of hitting down. So we're going to try and sweep up. So still the same swing as the rest of your clubs. This is how I like to think about it. But you're just going to have a slightly different swing thought. So for me, it's just hitting up on the ball. So I've got my grip. I've got my ball position, which is just inside my left foot. And like the iron swing that we said in the last video, we are going to take the club away, nice and straight, so like we did with your chip swing. Then we're going to start moving your hips a little bit more, hinging your wrists, so we're getting this L shape like we was in your pitch swing. And then we're just going to keep rotating as far back as you possibly can to get to your full swing. So like I said in the previous video as well in episode 5, go and see your local PGA Pro and they will tell you how far your full backswing is, because everybody's different. Everybody's got different physical limitations. You know, some people are bigger, some people are smaller, some people are more flexible than others as well, right? So it all depends on you. So ball position is just inside my left foot. You could probably see that my hands are kind of forward, but they're not forward of the ball. They should probably just be in line. So we're still going to try and keep this straight line through your left arm and through the shaft. Keep that nice and consistent. But as you can probably see, that my hands aren't ahead of the ball anymore as they were when you do your iron shots, your pitch shots and your chip shots, right? They're probably going to be more towards the ball itself, so more like in line. So we're still going to have this nice straight line. Ball inside my left foot. I've got my setup going to do my backswing. I'm just going to try and hit this as far as I can. Quite pleased with that one. So that's your driver swing. That's the big dog, the chief, the one that we all want to try and hit as far as we possibly can. Let's have a look at the 3-wood. So we've just had a little look at the driver. That's the club that we're typically going to be starting the hole with, because that's the club that goes the furthest in the bag. Unless you're playing a par 3, generally won't be using a driver on a par 3 because the holes are going to be a little bit shorter. But again, like I said in my previous video, everybody hits the ball different distances. So it doesn't matter how far you hit the ball, you just want to make sure you get the right distances for you to make sure you know what club you're going to be picking. Now, for some people that hit the driver a fair enough distance, you might get into a bit of trouble. So let's say your driver goes 200 yards, right? Let's say that when you're on the tee, you're looking down the hole and you can spot a bunker or you can spot a pond or a lake. We definitely don't want to be going in those. That's not what we want. So if we know that that bunker down there or that pond or that lake is 200 yards and we can hit our driver 200 yards, it's definitely not a good idea to hit your driver because there's a possibility that it could be going in there. So this is when the 3-wood kind of comes into play. Now your 3-wood is probably going to go about 15 or 20 yards less distance than what your driver will. So this is the safer option. This is the common sense option. This is going to lower your scores to make sure that you're going to eliminate the trouble, basically. So this is when this club's going to be coming into play. So, like your driver, we're going to put the ball just inside your left foot, and again, we definitely want to have that ball about halfway teed up over the top of the club, like we said about the driver a minute ago, right? And we're just going to adopt exactly the same setup and exactly the same swing. So it's just inside my left foot, hands are slightly further forward, got my backswing. So carry wise, my 3-wood goes about 250 off the tee. So I know that if I've got a bunker, a ditch, etc. down there, that's going to be 270, for example, I know I'm not going to be getting there with a 3-wood. The driver, yeah, I could get there with a driver. So then I'm saying on the tee and I'm thinking, okay, I can get there with a driver, so let's leave that one in the bag. Can I get there with a 3-wood? Probably not, so I know that this is definitely going to be the right club for me. Now another way or another scenario that we could be using your 3-wood too, let's say you're on a long hole, let's say you've got a par 5, you've hit your driver off the tee and you've hit it right down the middle and you're really happy with yourself and you've got a great chance of getting yourself even further down the hole. We can take this off the floor. We can use your 3-wood off the floor. You might just want to pop that ball position just a little bit further back just so that you can get a more consistent strike. But again, it's very important to go and see your local PGA Pro because they will give you the best advice, because I can't say this enough, everybody is different. That's the 3-wood, that's the driver. I hope that was nice and simple. If you've got any questions, please make sure you get in contact. That was a very brief description on how to set up with your driver and your 3-wood, so if you need any more detail, please just let me know by contacting me via my website or via social media, which is in the links in the description box. Take care and bye bye for now.